Well. Um, at first place, I never wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a pilot. And could you imagine you came to a hospital talking to a doctor, and then after you wake up, it's like the next 2 weeks?
I think it'll be weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. And then he asked me like, where am I? So that time I cried like a baby. Yes, because he remembered only me. Because I was the last person he saw before he collapsed in the hospital lobby.
Hello everyone and welcome to Making You Better You show. This show can change you into a better person. Today I will be your host. My name is Claryce and I'm one of the trainees from SML1 Orator Society program. So for today we have one guest. He is known as a children doctor and he has won many achievements such as being chosen as a valedictorian when he was at Melbourne University. And he was also accepted to the best and the oldest pediatric university in Europe. Let's welcome Dokter Steven with a big round of applause.
Yay! Hello everybody. Hello Claryce.
Hi sir, how are you today?
Awesome. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great too, and I'm very excited to be with you for this show.
Yes, I can see that. All right. Let's shoot it. You have questions?
Yes, today I've prepared questions and games. Okay, so let's start. Is it okay for us to be a doctor if we are scared of blood?
Well, that's very difficult, actually. The question is difficult, the answer is also difficult. I guess, nope, it's not okay. Because when you are a doctor, even though, let's say, you are a dermatologist, the skin doctors, there is always a chance of you seeing blood. And when you see blood, it's just not cool if you faint or if you throw up in front of your patient. So if you have fear of blood, or in the medical world we call it hemophobia, you want to take care of it first before you go to the medical school. Because I think for the rest of your life, there will be chance of you seeing lots and lots of blood.
All right. So to cure our fear from seeing blood, is there a way?
Yes, actually. Like professionally, you could go and find a psychiatrist or hypnotherapist, for example, where they have this way that they call cognitive behavioral therapy or learned applied therapy, where you could slowly take the thing that scares you the most, in this case blood, or let's say if you're afraid of spiders, lizards, or snakes, they have this way of reducing your fear of those things and animals. And you can actually cure it. Yes, so there is a way.
Okay, so let's say that we're in Medan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is there any psychiatrist that maybe, there no?
Oh, yeah. Actually, all psychiatrists can do, but I could probably recommend some names. You could go to, for example, Dr. Nofi. Yeah, she's my friend. She's a psychiatrist at a clinic as well, the clinic that I'm working at. You could also find some psychologists. I know there are some great children psychologists at Jalan Wajir. You could go there as well. Miss Susana is amazingly great. Dr. Nofi is a psychiatrist, and there are also many other psychiatrists that you can find easily at Google, for example. Just go to Google and type psychiatrist in Medan or psychologist in Medan, and I think you could see a lot of names there.
So besides about fear, what else can a psychiatrist cure?
Ooh, actually this is interesting because yesterday I talked with Dr. Nofi, She's one hell of amazing psychiatrist, and she told me that recently there are a lot of patients with depression. Do you know depression?
Yes, I
Have
know.
you ever heard of it? How do children say depression in the children's world?
Kind of stress.
Stressed. Yeah, it could be stress. Yeah, and sadness, a lot of sadness. And I heard from her that recently in Medan, there are a lot of people with depression. Yeah, so they, instead of crying alone in your bedroom, you need to find somebody to talk to, like professionals, so you can share your sadness, you can share your burden, and it can make you healthy mentally. Like a lot of us probably think about physical health a lot, but actually our mental health, it is also important. You have best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, when we are kids, when we have problems, you share it with your best friends, right?
Yeah.
You talk and then you cry together in your little pink bedroom. Is it? Yeah, but when you grow old, one day, it's actually very difficult to find best friends. So sometimes when adults, when they have problems, they keep it to themselves. And it's not very healthy. So if you have best friend, keep your best friends very well with you so that you can share all the sadness, all the, the stress that you have at school. And it can help you chill. It can help you cool down. So in the adults' world, they can find what they call psychiatrists or psychologists, where they can talk over their problems.
Okay, so let's say that if someone is depressed and they found a psychiatrist to talk with, and then they are cured, well, let's say that the next time, is it possible for them to be depressed again, or is it possible for themselves to cure themselves?
This is actually like disease, like you got stomach ache, and then after, 6 months, 1 year, and then you got stomach ache again. The same with mental health. Like if you have depression, you cure it, it can come back again if you do not take care of yourself. So just like physical health, we need to take care of our mental health as well. And I think I learned from children, one of the best way of having a positive and healthy mental health is by having friends. So if you now have friends, I think you're very lucky.
Okay, so doctor, what motivated you to be a doctor?
Well. At first place, I never wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a pilot because I love flying. I have good eyesight. I did not wear glasses. But then I think it's my parents, my mom and grandma. Like, I always believe when I was a kid, we children, we are not very smart people. Do you get what I mean? Like, how many years have you lived in this world? How old are you, Claryce?
I'm 11 years old, and this year I'll be 12.
See, you have 12 years of experience. And how old is your mom?
35?
All right. So can you imagine your mom lives in this world 3 times more than you, longer than you, right?
Yes.
So who do you think is smarter?
Of course, my mom.
Yeah. So, parents, they have more experience, they have more knowledge than us children. So when my mother and my grandmother asked me to become a doctor, I did not think about it twice. Because I know that they live in this world longer, they know, I think, what's best for me. Or at least for me in the future. So I remember the first 2 or 3 years, me in medical school, I did not really like what I'm doing. Until the 4th year, when I helped cure somebody, I think it gave me the feeling that what I'm doing is right. And I continued doing it until today. And what I can assure you is, I think I'm the luckiest kid in the world who listen to their parents, who think that their parents are smarter than the kids. So I make a good decision. But it was never my decision. It was the decision of my parents. And I think they know what's best for me.
Okay, so it means when you're a kid, your dream was to become a pilot.
Yep. Simply because I love flying. And when I was a kid, I saw pilot. They were always surrounded by beautiful girls. So I wanted to be a pilot. Very stupid idea, right?
Okay, so
How about you? What do you want to be?
I don't know. Many people have been asking me that, but honestly, I haven't know about what I wanted to be because it changes like almost in a while it will change.
How about your mom? What does she want you to be?
Well, she wants me to be. She ever told me that being a pianist is great.
Okay. And have you ever asked her why is it great?
Yes.
And what did she tell you?
She said that if we are a pianist, we can be a piano teacher because
And they
it's
earn
easy,
a lot
like-
of money. You know?
we go there like just for a while, we teach them, and then it can earn a lot of money.
It is. I have a very rich. I think all of my friends who are pianists and piano teachers, they are very rich. Yeah. Are you good at piano?
I'm not sure, but I once had a piano tuition, but since the level goes up and up, things got harder, so I decided to stop it for a while. But then until now, I still haven't started.
Do you like playing the piano?
Yes, but I kind of like the songs that I choose, let's say pop song, like the song that I like to listen, and then I can simply find the notes.
And when you are playing the piano, do you feel great? Like, do you feel you're on fire? Like, your skin becomes bubbly and you have goosebumps all over your body?
I don't know, maybe sometimes.
Then you should go back to playing the piano.
Okay.
You know, I think it's great. I play the piano too, yeah, but I gave it up many years ago. And now every time I saw people playing the piano on stage, I would just go like, they're so great.
Okay. So,
All right, let's get back to it because you are the moderator today.
so what's the best experience you had as a doctor?
Oh, it's saving a kid, a teenager, Vova. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be long, but I think, yeah, I'll speak about it. So, he was a teenager, 15 years old, a Russian. His parents went to the United States. So, he lived with his grandmother. And there was one time I met him in the lobby of my hospital, and he was holding his paper, coming to the hospital alone, a teenager. And just in front of me, he collapsed. When he collapsed, because it's a big hospital and I was a pediatrician, I realized, well, he could be my patient, because he's 15 years old. Teenager is also under pediatrician. So I carry him to the emergency room, okay? And in the emergency room, his body slowly turned blue. It's like slowly bluish. And I freaked out, Yep. So I call anesthesiologist because in Russia, emergency rooms usually handled by anesthesiologists and reanimatologists. So they are the one who knock people down and wake them up again. So emergency room is actually their field. And this Dr. Vladimir, was very old, and he told me call your professor. You might have a kid with cancer. It's mediastinal cancer. So the cancer behind your sternum, and this sternum is compressing the blood vessel. All right. And this kid doesn't have enough blood supply. That's why the body turns bluish. All right. And then we started chemotherapy. But just before that, while doing the biopsy, we knocked the kids down to a coma. So we put him under anesthesia. Do you know anesthesia? It's like when you make people painless and they do not realize what's going on around them. We call it anesthesia. In Bahasa Indonesia, it's obat bius.
Oh.
Yes. So we put him under anesthesia for 2 weeks. So he was in a deep sleep for 2 weeks. All right. When he woke up, the tumor shrinks. The tumor became small. And could you imagine you came to a hospital talking to a doctor, and then after you wake up, it's like the next 2 weeks?
I think it'll be weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. And then he asked me like, where am I? You know? And then I cried that time because this kid had no idea what's happening. He did not know that we cured his cancer. We found out, yes, it's a mediastinal tumor, compressing her blood vessel. And apparently we could not get in touch with his parents. So that time I cried like a baby. Yes, because he remembered only me. Because I was the last person he saw before he collapsed in the hospital lobby. So that was, I think, one experience that made me realize I want to be pediatric oncologist for the rest of my life. It's a feeling that not everybody can experience. You know, so yeah, that is something that I would not trade for anything.
So by that time you were at Russia?
Yeah. I took my pediatric study in Russia for like almost 7 years.
Okay.
What do you know about Russia?
YouTubers.
Oh, really? There are a lot of YouTubers?
My little sister, she likes to watch YouTube a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one YouTuber that she really likes.
Okay.
Her name is Nastya. She's just 7 years old by now.
7 years old?
Yes, but
Nastya.
her subscribers are 50 million.
Oh.
So that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. All right. All right. Your next question.
Since when do you start becoming a doctor?
I became a doctor at the age of 22, if I'm not mistaken, or 23, 22 or 23, when I graduated my medical school. It was in the year of 2010.
2010. Okay.
Yep. So I've been a doctor for around 11 years, I believe.
So let's talk about now this situation. It is a coronavirus pandemic.
Yep.
So during this pandemic, what else should we do besides from washing our hands and wearing a mask? Is there any other way,
I think, during this pandemic, we all know that this virus lives in human body. So it's very important for us to keep a distance from other human, because the farther you are from another human being, the farther you are from the virus. That's why I think our government was very strict about physical distancing, where we need to stay away from other human, just in case that human has this coronavirus in him or her. So that is one. Physical distance, it's very, very important. The second thing is we need to be healthy. We need to exercise. We need to eat good, good and healthy foods such as protein, vitamin, minerals, fruits, vegetables. Keep healthy lifestyle, because when our food is good, usually our immune system is also good. Like if your immune system is high, it's very difficult for the virus to get into your body. So I would say those two things. Yeah? Besides wearing masks, washing your hands, you need to keep a distance with everyone. And also you need to eat healthy food, sleep enough to keep your immune system high.
Okay, so about the physical distancing, most people say that 1 meter.
All
but
right.
Is it actually enough?
I would say as far as possible.
Okay.
Like this, I think this is good. I think we are like, 2 meters, 3 meters. Yep.
I think it's 1.5 like that.
Yes. Nowadays, I keep very, strong distance, very far distance with other people. Even though now in my clinic, I stay like at least 2 meters with my patients.
Okay, so in our daily routine, our daily activity, we have now wear masks like to everywhere.
Sure.
So is it better if we wear cloth mask
Mm-hmm.
or the medical mask?
All right. Of course, I would say the medical, mask. Why? Because especially the one with three ply. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you have you ever worn mask and then trying to blow candles on a birthday cake?
I've never
Yeah.
tried that before.
Try it one time because you will realize that your wind, all right, that your breath could not go through that mask. So the mask is preventing all the air. While with cloth mask, okay, or masker kain, when you blow into it, you can still, the wind could still pass. Okay, so if you have a chance to get, access to medical mask that is affordable, not very expensive, I would strongly recommend to use medical mask because it can help prevent any, contamination better than the cloth mask. Of course, cloth mask is also effective, but medical mask is still preferable.
So for kids, let's say under 5 years old,
Mm-hmm.
so they mostly wear medical masks because if they wear cloth mask, usually it's bigger, except if it is measured perfectly.
Yeah.
Because if wearing medical mask, we can tie a knot at the edge. So do you think that there's any other way, like for kids sometimes they run, they're too tired, but they don't know to open their mask and
I think that you know a lot about masks more than me. Like you even know how to tie them at the back. For kids under 5 years old, I think the best way is just stay at home. You don't have to go out. And if the parents want to take the kids out, my question will be, what for? It's pandemic. Just stay at home first, because wearing mask is not comfortable. Even me, doctors, I don't like, wearing masks for a long time because it becomes very difficult to breathe. So what I like is keeping myself away from many people. So when I'm away from many people, I can, take off my mask.
how about swimming? Because I sometimes like to swim.
Hmm.
Well, many people say that the virus will die in hot temperature, but I'm not sure about the virus if they touch the swimming water because
Okay.
sometimes there are also other people in the swimming pool, but not too much. So sometimes I was afraid that the virus might spread through the water.
Okay. So virus will live only inside human body and human liquid. Like your saliva, could be in your tears, probably, yeah, or when you are sneezing in your droplets. So if your droplets has virus in it, the virus will stay there until the droplets dry or your saliva dries. So as long as it's in the open area and not inside the human body, it's very difficult for the virus to live. you know. And if you are swimming, the chance is usually they put this chemical inside the water. So I don't think we need to be afraid of the contamination in the swimming pool. But if you are swimming and then you talk with another person beside you, while you are
Mhm.
talking, you are exchanging this air and droplets, right? Well, that could be spreading the virus. But like I've said before, if you just keep everyone else, from a distance from you, and you just keep swimming by yourself, I think it's safe enough.
So it means if we come out from the water and then we talk with another people, the virus can easily spread. But when we're in the water, it can
Not
not
spread.
spread.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So how about me? Well, most people in my age, they're having puberties.
Ooh. How
So
old are you again? 11, right?
11.
All right. Okay. Very
So
sensitive topic.
well, actually, I'm kind of short. So
Okay.
is there any other way like um exercising and eating more? How should we make our growing faster?
Okay. first, you don't need to be worried about being short or being tall. All right? Every little girl is beautiful in its own way. Okay? And the second thing is, I believe that you could wait a couple more years, when the time comes, and then you will grow taller than most of the boys in the classroom. So usually girls, they become taller first. Yeah, and usually it could be around 13, 14 years old during puberty. Yep, so don't worry too much. What you need to do during puberty, if you ask me, first do sports. Make sure you exercise, because exercise could makes your body more adaptive and more ready to grow. And the second, eat good food. What do I mean by good food? Eat high protein food. Avoid the high fat junk food, all those not very healthy food. Yeah, focus more on the protein. Protein like egg white, chicken, fish, tempeh, tahu. All right, they are high protein. So when you have more protein in your body, you can grow a lot better and hopefully taller.
So, about eggs,
Yes.
the egg yolk, well, I don't really like it actually. But most people say that the egg yolk is good,
It is.
better than the white part. But I don't really know about what vitamin or let's say the protein that the egg yolk has. So
Okay.
maybe can you tell me a little bit?
Yes, for this one. So in our world, all right, what you need to know about nutrition, there are 5 things. So we have what we call carbohydrates. Yeah, this is the one which gives us energy, the strength to do something. It's carbohydrates, yeah? And the second is protein. It's the one that grow us, make us taller, stronger, build muscle. The third is fat. A lot of people, when they hear of fat, they think it's negative, but actually it's not. If you look at your skin, if your skin can glow, like sometimes you can see people's skin, they looks very healthy. It's fat, actually. Or your hair. When your hair is shiny, all right, it's fat. It's cholesterol, the good one, that's actually making your hair shine, your eyes, your skin glow. It's fat. So we need fat in our life, all right? And a lot of hormones, they are also fat. That's why it's very important for us to have adequate amount of fat in our body. And then, of course, vitamins. And the last one is minerals. Right? So these 5 very important. So egg white, they are full of protein to make your body grow stronger, taller. Egg yolk, they are full of fat. All right? That makes your hair shine. That make you having energy. The hormones in your body, they are from this egg yolk. So, if let's say your parents want to go on diet, then they could cut out the egg yolk, but they will still need the egg white, for energy to build muscles. So, as a teenager, or if you are going under puberty, then you need to eat protein more. And you don't want to eat too much fat, yeah, because if you eat too much fat, then you will look like bigger and fatter.
Okay. So, is it true that if wearing a mask, sometimes when we want to eat, we will pull it down and put it under our chin? People say that it transfers bacteria from our chin to the mask and
Exactly.
we'll breathe in.
Yes, because your chin is dirty usually. Right? So if you put it here, then you could just transfer the dirt into your nose when you put it back. So you just take the mask off, put it beside your table first, and then after you finish eating, then you could wear the mask again.
But the problem is sometimes people forgot. Let's say that the people is saying like, "Hello, can you hear me?" And then the people cannot hear, so they just like pull it down directly.
Yeah. I think it's not right. If you want to pull your mask, I have mask here. So if this is your mask, right, you're wearing, if you want to take it off, you need to touch the side of the mask. Because when you are putting it like this is filtering all the dirt here, right? So you don't want to touch this area because it is dirty. So if you want to take off your mask, put the side part of the mask.
Okay, so how should we keep ourselves healthy during this pandemic, eating vitamins is one of the way.
Yep.
Well, we can also do sport
Yes.
and sleep.
Sleep enough. Yes, sleep well.
But if the people, let's say that they are growing older,
Okay.
like my grandma,
Okay.
okay, and they get so tired easily. So, any suggestion maybe?
I think for older people, you know, usually there are a lot of older people with other diseases such as hypertension or high blood pressure or diabetes. Your blood becomes sweeter, so they have to take care of those other diseases first. Make sure that the hypertension and diabetes under control, so that the body could be optimum enough to fight whatever disease coming to them.
Okay, so I think that's all for today. But before we close, is there any information or message that you want to tell, or maybe the story about your life, like how you wanted to become a doctor or anything? Any messages that you want to say to our audience?
I just want to say, while the audience, if you are still young now, start taking care of your health since you are young. Because once you grow older, and it's, after you damage some of the parts of your body, let's say if you are smoking, you are damaging your blood vessels. Yeah, your blood vessels becomes problematic. Or if you are using drugs, for example, it's going to destroy your mental health. Yeah, so I think all kids nowadays, because it's so easy to access internet, you need to read how to keep your physical and your mental health healthy. I think it's very important. Yeah. But I think I have questions for you, Claryce.
Okay.
I don't know, because I'm no longer a kid. Yeah. I just want to know, for kids around your age, let's say 10, 11, 12, what is the biggest problem that you guys have or you girls have nowadays?
Mostly our school homework, actually.
Oh, okay.
Especially that now I'm on my 6th grade, and the lessons are very many, that they are all mostly about histories, and I don't really like history since I was primary 4 because it's so hard. We need to memorize the names, the years, and many more.
All right. And do you know what changed from the old style school time to nowadays school time? Maybe you heard from your parents or your grandparents about how they studied at school in the past.
Things gone easily. Like, for example, let's say my mom, if she wants to school, she'll have to walk. And then my mom once said that the thing that she hates the most is sometimes when it's rainy day and then a car went past and then she's all wet.
All right. And nowadays, how do you go to school?
By using car. But for now, not even car. It's like 1 second, just turn on the laptop.
Oh yeah, it's online learning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like it online?
At first, I'm happy because I don't need to go to school because I like holidays. But then now it's boring at home, and I start to want to go to school. And now that there's a possibility that my teacher says that if this July school will start.
Okay. Are you afraid or are you excited?
I'm excited, but my mom keeps telling me to be careful.
All right. All right. Are you afraid of this pandemic?
Kind of. But if I'm thinking about it too much, let's say that a news that someone has got this virus, or maybe someone has died because of this virus, and I will be scared. But for the next few days, I will start to forget about it again.
All right. So yeah, while you're still living, make sure you enjoy your life. Last question. When you see a doctor, what do you feel?
Honestly, I've never seen a doctor because only once when my mom went to the dentist, I also went there.
All right.
Well, seeing a doctor, sometimes I feel scared
Okay.
because last time, when I was young, my mom, when she went to the dentist, actually a few months before that, something has been stuck on my teeth. So when my mom is at the dentist, I was eating a sandwich, if I wasn't mistaken, and then something was stuck on my teeth. But I try my best not to suck it out because I'm afraid that the doctor will see, and then the doctor will check it, and then I'm afraid that it might hurt.
Yeah, and the doctor will pull your tooth out. All right, Claryce. I think that's all. Yep, I have
Okay.
enough question for you.
So before we end, I have a very simple game.
Oh, okay.
So the game is, well, the rules simply choose this choice or that choice.
All right, I love this game. All right.
Okay, so if you have a pet, which one will you choose, a dog or a cat?
Oh, for sure, dog. Easy answer. How about you, dog or cat?
Both.
All right. Okay, me a dog.
Next, if there's a donut and a cupcake, which one will you choose?
Ooh, none of them, because they are oily and sort of unhealthy. But I like cheesecake. Yes. How about you, donut or cupcake?
Donut.
All right.
Okay, next. If you're on a vacation, would you prefer to go on a beach or going vacation on a mountain?
Beach for sure, even though my body is bad.
Okay.
Yes. How about you? Beach
I'll
or mountain?
choose going to the mountain
And why is that?
because mountain is refreshing and I can see nature's like green.
But beach is also refreshing, and you can
But
see nature
sometimes
like blue.
the sands I don't really like when the sand is stuck to my feet.
Oh yes, yes. Well, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, but you can build sun castle.
And also that I easily feel dizzy when I'm on a car, so going to the mountain or going to the beach won't make any difference.
All right.
Would you prefer living in a modern city or peaceful country?
Ooh, it's very difficult nowadays. It's of course modern city, so I can go to the hospital much closer. But when I grow older, I would prefer a peaceful village, just like
Okay,
the other
now
old people.
this is the last question. Travel by plane or train?
By plane, for sure.
Okay.
You know that in
So-
Russia, their main transportation is train.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And I spent like probably hundreds, even thousands of hours in the train, and I just dislike it. So plane is a lot better.
Okay, so that's all for today. So besides from that message that you give about we have to take care of our body when we are still young. So is there any other messages that maybe you want to give?
No, I'm just curious. You're 11 years old, right?
Yes.
How did you learn I know you joined SML1, blah, 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 but how did you actually practice your public speaking? Like, I think that you are amazingly natural. We know that we practice it a little bit in the beginning, but, how did you actually practice?
I don't know, but many people they practice through the mirror.
All
but
right.
I don't. Sometimes when I just saw YouTube like people vlogging, sometimes I also try to like say something.
Oh, so you mimic them. You okay?
And also I like to retell stories. Let's say like for example,
To your dolls?
no,
Okay. So whom do you retell your stories to?
to my little brother and my little sister.
You
but
force them to listen to you.
no, sometimes when we are eating or when we are having fun, I will take stories, but mostly funny stories. And then I will try to make it even funnier.
All right.
And they will laugh.
Okay. So that's how you practice. I think she's very good.
Okay, so that's all. Thank you for listening. And should we give one big round of applause to Dr. Steven for joining us for today?
Yay!
That's all for today's episode, and see you guys for the next one. Bye!
Bye!